Welcome back to the film room. Today we are going to talk about a player that I had a lot of fun watching, even though I don't think I got to see his best games, and that is Jalen Pitre, or Pitre. I think it's Pitre, but correct me if I'm wrong, from Baylor. He kind of played in their star role this year, playing in the slot, playing deep, playing on the edge, playing pretty much wherever. He's projected as a safety by a lot of people, but I think he's going to kind of hopefully have a similar role as he was selected in the second round by the Houston Texans. So let's talk about him. And there's a lot of things to get into, but before we do, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that if you enjoyed. Also comment more prospects I should talk about down below, as well as your thoughts on Pitre. So again, without any further ado, let's get into the breakdown. So here is our first play. This is the first play of this game, the first snap from this Oklahoma State 2021 game. This was a big game. Baylor ended up losing, but they won the second time against OSU to win the Big 12. So this is just going to be a good indicator for who he is as a player, and we're just going to let this play. It doesn't really make any impact here, as a lot of this game they just kind of avoided him, I think. But you're going to see, look at his hustle, as he's this guy, and he's running all the way down there to get that angle. And again, even though he's not really going to end up affecting this play, as he was trying to get that edge, and then he's going to go all the way back around, you can see that he's the kind, this is the kind of guy you want on your team, somebody who plays with maximal effort, and, kind of that Tyrann Mathieu, well, at least in years of past, kind of a leader of a defense. And, we've seen kind of all the stuff with Mathieu recently about guys that don't put in a lot of effort, and he's, now gone from the heart and soul of the Chiefs defense to not even on the team. So guys like this are guys you want on your team, and I think this is a really good indication of him in the future. So here's our next play, and this is going to be a bit of a low light for him. He's going to get himself in solid position, but he's not able to finish with the tackle, which is really my main issue with him, is he's so fast and so explosive, and he gets to the right place, but he can't always come up with the stop, and I think that's something that he can hopefully improve at the next level. As there he is, but this guy's going to he's just going to overcommit. He's going to have this guy cut back on him, and he's just moving too fast. And we'll get into more of those plays later. We're going to look at a Kansas game as well, and you're going to see there he is right here. He's got an opportunity, no blockers, but this guy's just going to cut inside. He goes too fast and just ends up sliding to the ground. Now here he's going to take on a much bigger tight end, but he's going to set the edge extremely well, for a guy that's his size. He's 5'11", about 200 pounds, so, not tiny by any means, but a slot corner beating up on a tight end, setting this edge and then shedding at the perfect time to make this tackle is very, very impressive, and I love seeing good run defense from corners and safeties. And, guys that, are a little smaller, and we're going to kind of see it from this. There is Pitre right there setting the edge on number 90 as a tight end, which I think is atrocious. But, I trust it. It's his choice to make. So, but look, you're going to see him just overpower this bigger tight end, get this tackle, and make a really good stop in the run game. Okay, so here is our next play. This is going to be not a super important kind of rep when we're really projecting him, looking at what he can do technically, but I just want to take a look at this. We're going to play it in full speed first. And you're going to see just the kind of power that he has on his frame as he's going to knock this tackle back. Again, he's not going to really win this pass set, but he's going to get straight into this guy's chest and just knock him back, which maybe isn't very important. You can take this however you want. I don't think it's just this means he's going to be the greatest safety or greatest corner of all time, but I think it's cool to see that kind of power from him and willingness to rush off the edge under 200 pounds. Now here's our next play. This is going to be another great shed against that tight end number 90 from before, and he's going to get a TFL here. And again, you can see how good he is in run defense. There he is. He's going to duck inside and then just boom, get downhill for the tackle. You can see the explosiveness that he plays with, and when he is on, when it leads him to the right place, it can be so good. He's so dynamic, and he just gets downhill and can be really good, but he's just got to clean up sometimes overcommitting and, getting himself out of good positions. Now here is a coverage snap. We're going to see there he is. You can it's hard to tell, I guess, from the arrow, but he's right here kind of in the slot. And this is going to be really good recovery speed. Again, not a crazy coverage rep as he didn't have to too much, but he's up. He's looking for this screen here, and he's alerting to that as the quarterback looks there. But then he turns away, and you can see these guys going downfield, and you're going to see the speed he plays with, to cover this guy down the boundary. And I just like seeing that acceleration. Again, he's so explosive. And when he gets it, when he gets on the same page, when his body and his mind are on the same page, I don't know what can stop him, because stuff like this is just super impressive. Okay, so here is our next play. This is going to be a prime example of him overcommitting and just playing too fast. We're going to let this run, but I've kind of been talking about this the whole game, but I really think that's his only weakness, because it's just the one thing holding him back, and maybe it looked a lot better in some other games, but the games I watched, it did seem pretty apparent. And we're just going to see, he has all this explosiveness here. He gets into the backfield on this read option, and he does take away this outside guy. Maybe that's his responsibility, but he kind of gets faked by this pitch and isn't able to make an impact. Goes for the hit on a guy who doesn't really have the ball, and it's still going to be a positive gain for the offense. Now, our last play from this game is going to be great closing speed and coverage that he's going to showcase, and I think somebody missed an assignment, and this is going to actually save a touchdown. They are going to end up scoring on this drive, but you're going to see he recognizes this guy breaking open over the middle. I think it's one of these linebackers' responsibilities, to be honest, but maybe it's on him. Maybe he's got burned at the beginning, but he's going to really catch up and close this gap, because you can see he's looking at this all the way through, but he doesn't think there's enough there, and he's going to end up running with it and still getting this first down. But great coverage from Pitre. We'll see it from the other angle, and I think he definitely saved a touchdown. It could have saved them the game here, but you can see how he can really move as his quarterback's looking there, and I kind of wish he'd turned back once this guy's already committed to running, but still, I like that speed and coverage, and it really impressed me. And now we're going to look at his tape against Kansas. There he is in the slot up here. This is going to be great drive downhill and off-man coverage. He is going to allow this catch, but he really can't do anything about that, as this is just an underneath route. But I love the way he immediately breaks on the ball as soon as this throw is out, and he's going to thump this guy and limit any yards after the catch. Again, you'd love to see it incomplete, but I didn't think there was really a chance that he had to force this incomplete, so I'm very impressed by this rep. Now here is a great jump he has upfield to really set this edge and get a hand on this ball carrier. I don't know if I would count this as a tackle, but you're going to see immediately he explodes up faster than any of these other guys, gets in this backfield. He kind of gets a hand. He is on this block and holds up the play, and he kind of gets a hand right there on this guy, but and it kind of maybe trips him up. Maybe it was his own guy, but still a very good rep. And I just love to see this explosion downfield. I've been talking about the whole game. It's kind of his biggest strength and weakness is how fast that he plays. But again, once he gets this in check, I think he's going to be so good, and reps like this definitely lead me to believe that. And here is our next one. This is going to be a great example of him not overcommitting, so we know he can do it. We're going to watch this at this angle first. We're going to see it's kind of almost a little bit of a scramble drill. The quarterback is going to either run, or if he commits, probably passes this running back for a big game, but he's going to stay with the running back as long as he can. And then once the quarterback really has to run, he's going to get there and make the shoestring tackle. Loved this rep a lot, because it's something that shows that he can definitely get to this point where he is playing a little less aggressive, which I wanted to play aggressive, but still make the right read, and he definitely does here. And here's our last play of the video. He's going to force pressure here, and I just was very impressed here at the end of the game. And he's going to spin out, and then just on this rollout, he's going to force this pressure, make the quarterback throw it away, and just kind of show that he is dynamic and can do a lot of things. I love seeing his pursuit, and now that he's got a pretty straight line shot, he's able to use it to the best of its ability. So now let's wrap it up and give my full thoughts on him. So as a second round pick, I think he was definitely great value. There's a lot of potential there. Definitely some concerns. Maybe in other tape he really fixed that. These games are from, not super late in the year, but not super early either, about mid-season. So I think he's going to be a very good player. I think he has the potential to be. I've seen him compared to a smaller Jamal Adams, which I think could be very fun. And even though Jamal Adams gets a lot of hate, I still think he's a very good player and can, is a star and is worth a lot of what people are paying for him. Maybe not the 2 first-round picks, but I'll digress. So Pitre, whatever you want to. I'm not exactly sure the pronunciation. If you do know, let me know down below. I think with his potential and with having time to develop in Houston, I think that's going to be crucial to his development if it's a good situation, and I think it will be with a great rookie class. Hopefully, with the new staff coming in, it will not be bad, and I'm very excited to see what he can do, and I would love to know what you guys think of him and what he can be at the next level. So thank you for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it. Again, let me know your thoughts on Pitre down below, as well as any other prospects you want me to feature. And with that, that's going to do it for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.